across 1,000 worlds. Every journey begins with a single shipment. A promise, a contract, a connection between civilizations. Designed by GATAC, refined through Xeon innovation. Engineered for the long road between the stars. The GATAC RAILEN. The stars are only the beginning.
Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is Evenlease, and today on 10 Minutes, more or less ship review, right behind me, the GATAC RAILEN. Let's go ahead and take a look. Welcome back to another ship review. Today, the brand new GATAC RAILEN made by the GATAC manufacturer, which is a Xi'an company, and it's pretty cool to see. It's finally here. Thank you to Cypher1, Seraph Omega, What124, and WinRAR42 for joining me on today's review of the GATAC RAILEN. Taking a look at this ship, it is $360 war bond, or if you're to buy it with store credit, it's $400. Now, it does have a 17-minute claim time or a 5-minute expedited claim time. Again, you probably won't see those numbers because while you're flying, that clock is ticking. Now, this ship, the pilot does have control over 4 size 4 weapons, giving you a total of 3,272 burst damage per second, and those guns are the CF447 Rhinos. I have to say, starting off, none of the weapons on this ship are really good for you to keep in pretty much any regard if you plan on going out there and trying to protect yourself. Now, the pilot also has 16 size 1 Task Force 1 EM missiles and 4 size 2 Tempest 2 cross-section missiles. I'd get rid of those Tempest 2 cross-sections and put some EMs on there. The turrets, which are both manned, have 4 CF447 Rhinos, 2 on each one of them. So they also have 3,272 stock burst damage per second. Now, that sounds like a lot of damage output, and while it is, it does have a low alpha damage, and it takes a massive amount of power requirement out of this already power-struggling ship. Now, if I were to go ahead and replace any of the guns on this ship, which would be pretty much all of them, I would give the pilot all deadbolt weapons and then the manned gunners 84Bs. Now, the really cool thing about this ship is that those turrets can face direct forward, and they can even cross over the forward front of this ship while firing with those wings down, of course. When the gear are, folded up and the wings are expanded, this ship's firing angles are phenomenal with those turrets manned, and it outputs a massive amount of damage when you have the proper weapons on board, allowing you to have that higher alpha damage when you have those weapons replaced, and then you're able to take care of simple targets like a hammerhead, a constellation, or other things without having to worry about using your missiles. Taking a look defensively, this ship does have 144,000 quadrant shield. Now, I know each face takes a quarter of that shield and uses it, but you can move your shielding around if you're facing someone with laser weaponry and allow you to retain a lot of that, shield strength to keep you safe. Now, you only have 11,968 armor with a 116 deflection physical and a 110 deflection energy, so you have to be very careful about whether or not you're being attacked by a ballistic weapon or an energy weapon, because if you're being hit by some sort of energy like repeater, you're going to be fine, but if you're getting hit by an energy or ballistic cannon, you're going to be in a bit of deep water, so you got to get out of there as soon as you can. Now, you only have 62,168 ship HP, I'll be honest with you, the ship HP and the quadrant shield, they're both great. Your armor is a little lackluster though. So if you keep that in mind, she's not sitting too terribly in the department of defensive nature, especially with those guns and the amazing angle that they do have and just the overall overwhelming firepower. If you can keep your nose on target, they are going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, this ship does have a top SCM speed of 170 with a 340 forward boost, a 190 backwards boost, and a top nav speed of 1000. So it's pretty fast in the nav run. It's a little bit faster than a C2 or a Star Lancer in SCM. I think it's just fantastic. It's just in that right spot and it feels great. It does have a pitch yaw roll of 22, 22, 55, and boosted 26, 26, 56. But it doesn't feel terrible by any means. Even when you're fully laden with cargo, this thing feels great. It maneuvers really well and is able to do what it needs to get that cargo from point A to point B. Now, taking a look, it does have 96 flares and 10 decoys, which is a really good amount. You do have 140 SCU of hydrogen fuel and 5.1 SCU of quantum fuel, which means, well, at least in 4.8.2, that you're able to fly for quite a long while. Now, in 4.9, we might be getting adjusted fuel count for the quantum fuel tanks, so we'll see how that retains and if it continues to be a good amount or if it drops down too low to be any bit useful. Now, you do have a total SCU cargo grid on this thing of 640. So we're going to take a look at that. We're going to go into the first person here at the GATAC RAILEN, the beautiful ship that it is. And I have to say, this thing is just phenomenal. I've been flying it for the last day and a half, and I have to say, oh, I am in love with this ship. It's actually going to replace my Hull B, and I love the Hull B. Now, if I wanted to use a ship for a multi-tool purpose like carrying vehicles and doing other things, this probably wouldn't be my choice because you're not going to be able to do that. But you can do cargo and do it really well, even if you're solo or if you're using a team. You know what I mean? If you have a team with you, it's going to be fantastic. If you're solo, not a problem. I was able to load my cargo grid in under a few minutes, just the whole cargo grid too, just by myself without an issue. Now, taking a look at the exterior here, this is the GATAC RAILEN. It's kind of funny. You have one entry point to this ship, only one, and that's because this ship is so high off the ground. There's not really any other way they could do this unless they had multiple entrances that drop down. I'm going to show you the calling of that elevator, which is going to be quite interesting. You're going to notice something pretty fun on the elevator itself too, and it fits perfectly. It's a little desyncy with the server, so it's going to be jolting around and stuff and look kind of funny, but it actually fits on that perfectly. And if you position it just right, it won't kill you while you're going on up there. Now, if you take a look to the right, you do have a fuel port here. If you go ahead and click that button, it appears right here, even though it should be right here. Oddly enough, it moved. I don't know what's going on there. The only real big bugs with this ship seem to be visual glitches only. Something like that, or the door appearing through a floor, stuff like that, and it's not too terrible. Outside of that, this ship has released without really any game-breaking or ship-breaking bugs overall. Now, from the exterior of the ship, we're going to take a look at that massive cargo grid, 640 SCU, and it's super easy to load as well. It all fits right here on the back, and it is such a tall ship, I gotta say, but it is so easy to load. And I'm not even talking about with this, I'm talking about with the built-in tractor beams, one here and one right over here. Loading this thing is a cakewalk using those tractor beams. Even when the wings are expanded, you're thinking, well, it might not have the greatest angle, but my team had zero issues. It was actually a little easier to see the bottom of the ship and get the cargo off. It was a great time. With that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of this ship. Oh, really quick, watch this. If you were to go to the pilot seat or the co-pilot seat, you can expand the protected grid for this cargo. What this does, it might just be visual for right now, but it also just looks really good. You know, it's a visual change to the back of the ship. The cargo looks more protected. It might actually secure your cargo as well. It's a pretty cool thing. I think it looks awesome. And I'm happy to have more things like that on a ship like this. Now, let's go ahead and get inside of this ship. All right, so let's go ahead and bring this up. I pushed this back a little bit because sometimes when it's a little too close, it'll kick you right off. And honestly, even if it falls off through desync or whatnot, it's very easy to bring it back on board. As you can see, there was kind of a moment like, uh-oh, the desync, it just fell right off. The physics aren't good. And now my door is going to close. What do I do? Well, it's very simple. All you got to do is hit this door button here. It's just a door button. It's not going to move your elevator. Then you can go ahead and grab your tractor beam. You can go ahead and grab your geo. Let me get a little closer. There we go. grab your geo, and bring it right on up. All right, once you make your way onto the ship from the only entrance that the ship has from the ground, you are presented with this beautiful room. A lot of the times your ship's lights will be in an auxiliary state or an emergency state, but I'll show you exactly how to get the ship out of that. But first, let's take a look. Once we get onto the ship here, to the left, you have an armor locker. You have a weapons rack. Let's go ahead and open that up. It looks gorgeous. Ah, how beautiful. You got 2 rifle racks and multiple handgun or multi-tool slots. Then we'll go ahead and close that up. And on the other side, the exact same thing. So we'll go ahead and open that and take a quick look. It looks fantastic. Taking a look at the lighting panel, if I were to just go like this and go, I'm going to click this, put it into this dark mode. This is typically something of what you'll see when you get on this ship. All you gotta go is to that bottom left triangle here and click that, and it brings it to a lit mode, and you are back into a very nicely lit and beautiful looking Railen. It looks fantastic. So we'll close that up. We'll call my elevator, which comes on down from the 2nd floor right now, and we'll make our way to the next floor. Now, just with the Sulim, the elevators in these ships are a little bit jittery, so don't take too much concern to it. Just hop on board and make your way to the next floor. Now, once you make your way onto the living habitation area of the ship, it is really nice looking. This is a very beautiful looking design ship, and it even has a special little feature. That right there is a motion censored light. So if I were to move away a little bit, as you can see, it's going to close up. The light on the ground is going to disappear, but then when I get closer, it lights up. It's like, oh, hello, you have arrived to your ship. Let me light the area for you. And you even have that in the cockpit as well. Now, the first thing you see to your right is the area that you're going to go ahead and make your food and have a great old time doing so, right? And you got a lot of beautiful looking architect around here with the nice waterfalls, which is very, it consumes you. It's here and it looks amazing. And then if you look over here, you got a nice little ice cream maker, a little coffee maker, a little mini fridge. I mean, it looks fantastic, right? And then you got these doohickeys that go up and down. I think it looks really cool. I don't know. Maybe this is like a lunch serving station. You can grab a plate or something. I'm not too sure. I'll have to read up on that. Now, if you go across the way, it's really nice. You have a nice bathroom area over here. A little bit more stuff, hologram fish, some starfish, some really nice looking areas. And then you make your way into the restroom. Now, with Xian culture, they use this as their toilet. So be very careful not to stick your face in there or your hands. And then, as we would in humans, we would go ahead and use the nice little toilet here and the toilet paper dispenser right here. Now, this is at a very low ankle height. So when sitting down, your knees might be in your face, but it's all right. At least it's better than using that. We'll go ahead and walk out of here, and the same over here is another bathroom, and it looks really good. I have to say, the architect of the ship, the sounds, everything is just phenomenal. I am very, very happy with this ship. Now, if we make our way towards the back, first thing we see right next to the elevator is 2 hallways. Each one of these hallways, oh, look at this. It's in a state of disrepair, right? Let's go ahead and get those lights back on. It looks great. This hallway here has 2 escape pods and is replicated in the hallway over there. 2 more escape pods, a nice window area to go ahead and view outside the ship. You have a little bit better view once these wings are, expanded, with a nice little bench here. You can go ahead and sit down. Well, only 1 seat, but hey, that's all right. You didn't want company anyways. Now, once you get into the turret, you're going to see this thing has a fantastic angle of every direction you're able to go ahead and shoot, and it's just fantastic. This is probably one of the best turret angles in the game. Now, I have to say, with the turret being so far off the ship, it also might make it one of the easiest turrets to hit in a fight, but hopefully that's not the case because you're just outpouring a lot of damage. And what you'll see in the PvE footage here in a moment, you'll see it's just amazing. Now, I'm going to hop out of this turret seat, make our way over here really quick to the side wall, and show you that the side wall has a component access area, probably a battery or something in the future, but you just press that and there it is. Looks really good. The way that everything moves is just so cool. And it has the same thing over there. Fire extinguisher. We saw another fire extinguisher downstairs. I forgot. Sorry, fire extinguisher. I'm so sorry. It's over there, right there. See? Fire extinguisher. I love how much windows are in this ship. Being able to view everywhere, you can look up and see the cockpit, it's very nice. And then you got this one here and it looks really good. It's just so many windows and everything. It looks fantastic. Now, if you walk your way just back here, this is the beautiful living area for the crew. You can go ahead and sleep, sit down, store things. It looks great. And each bed does have its own personal storage. You go ahead and click that, and it's 1,000,000 micro SCU. Now, if you hover by one of these walls, this wall or that wall, you have a different experience. Go ahead and listen in. Okay, so now that you listen to that, it's quite gorgeous, isn't it? Ah, what a beautifully designed ship with great sounds all over the place. I just can't get enough of it. Now that's everything on this floor. You do have a nice seating area over here, a nice table with nice seats. They hover off the ground. Man, if we lose power and these things are attained to the power system, boy, are we in trouble. And then your flare spots. You have 2 flare spots. One flare goes here, one flare goes over there through the vehicle manager. So if you have a bobblehead or something, that's where they'll be seated. It's pretty interesting spots for the flare, but then these tables with the big view, it's just gorgeous. What a gorgeous looking interior to this ship. Now let's go to the last and final floor on the Railin, which is here. We're gonna go make our way up and then we'll explore the room right in front of us. Fire extinguisher. And that, oh, I forgot that just stands right there. Awkward. Now, you do have 4 more suit lockers as well as 2 more weapon racks right on through these doors here. So you can open up each one of them. Looks great. Gotta love that. And then you have an airlock or an EVA access point. This is the second and only other entrance on the ship. And yes, you can jump from here even in atmosphere, but you will take a significant amount of damage, usually leaving your character around 30 to 40% with health left. Now let's go ahead and leave that. Let's go ahead and close it and turn right on around. Now making your way back through these doors with the lights that they go down, it just looks so good. This is all of engineering here and in the pilot's area. If you open each door, you can go ahead and see what's behind each one of them. So we'll start right here in the middle since that one didn't want to open. Click that a little bit better. There we go. You got your 2 shield generators. You got some air filtration as well as another area for a relay. And then right on over here, you have another area for probably a future battery or something. And then to the other side, you have 2 more component areas right here. This one and this one. We'll go ahead and open it up. Fire extinguisher. I said open sesame, open Gian. There we go. And you have more areas, radar and more, and a power supply, as well as your engineering terminal. So you open up this door, you have your engineering terminal, you have your jump drive, as well as your quantum drive, and it looks fantastic. So again, pilot's area, elevator, engineering terminal, right door. So when you're looking at the cockpit, right to the right, it's right there. And then you make your way into the beautiful cockpit, another motion sensing light. It looks great. Look at that light. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Another fire extinguisher. Yes, indeed. And then you got more component access on each side wall. The way these doors open and everything is just fantastic. Here's where both your coolers sit, one right here and one over here. Now, my recommendation for the components, as you can see on screen, get rid of one of these coolers. You do not need one of these coolers. Get rid of it completely. You don't need it. You're good with only one. That's going to free you up some of your power supply. Of course, you're getting rid of all your energy weapons, so hopefully you'll go ballistic, and you'll see that you'll have a ton of power for the rest of your systems. Now, here is the cockpit, where you're going to do everything you need to do on this ship. The 2 rear seats are your beam operator control. So tractor beams on the left, on the right. Those control the tractor beams, and then you have your pilot seat and your co-pilot seat. The co-pilot seat and the pilot seat both have the ability to close the shielding around the cargo. But first, let's go ahead and head into one of the tractor beam seats just to show you how phenomenal this enter animation is for the seat, but also just how great the tractor beam is when you are in there. Able to turn it every direction, up, down, left, right. It is a great time. So we'll go ahead and power this on. We'll go ahead and head into the tractor beam. And as you can see, you have the ability to just do everything at any angle. It is fantastic. Again, these seats are fantastic, their animation, but they are a bit long. Getting into the ship and then getting into the pilot seat, if you're under any sort of due pressure, you are going to have an issue, right? That is going to be something that could potentially get you and your ship killed. Now, heading into the pilot seat, the view out this front window is the best view out of pretty much most ships in the game. I mean, you look at something like the 600 and you go, okay, this is in competition with that when it comes to the great view that this thing has. When you are fully deployed, you have nothing in front of you. It just looks fantastic other than your MFDs, of course. Now, my biggest drawbacks to this ship is going to be your power supply, which is just horrendous in the beginning. So drop a cooler, get ballistic weapons, give yourself as much power as possible, right? And then the second thing is, honestly, it just has minor visual glitches. It's really nothing crazy. The elevator's a little annoying. Every time you jump, the elevator goes down to the bottom floor and you kind of have to go down the slide to get back to it. That can be kind of frustrating as well. But you do have a massive amount of firepower and everything seems to be really great. If you're comparing it to something like a C2, this thing is kind of, in my opinion, it's better. It's easier to load. It just feels great. But if you're looking for more of a multi-tool ship, then the C2 might be your route, right? If you're looking for this amount of cargo or a little bit more with the ability to carry vehicles and stuff, this isn't what you want to do. But but this is absolutely the ship you want to pick if you're just looking to do strictly cargo and have a beautiful interior doing it. And I think it's extremely easy to load the cargo too. Again, if you compare it to the C2 requires additional tools like an ATLS. It doesn't have onboard tractor beams. It has an annoying cargo grid. This thing, you buy literally 20 containers of 32s and it loads the grid perfectly. Just 20 boxes of 32 SCU containers and your grid is loaded perfect. Let's go ahead and take a look at some PvE footage really quick, showing this thing in a fight with the base weapons. I have to say, get rid of those guns. It's horrendous. Get rid of them. Get rid of them immediately. Let's take a quick look and then I'll give you my score. All right, so as you can see, this thing will literally destroy anything in front of it because having all 8 guns on target is just phenomenal. If you can keep your nose on target and you have all 8 guns active, oh my goodness, it is just a phenomenal amount of firepower, even stock. But the problem with the stock guns is they're low alpha, not allowing you to really affect things like a Constellation or bigger if their alpha gate is higher than what you are able to put out. So get rid of your guns immediately and get ballistics on there or laser cannons, something with a high alpha damage that'll allow you to attack those targets because it's going to really help you. With that, this ship for me is a 90 out of 100. It is a phenomenal cargo carrier, and that is exactly what it is. Typically, you are not going to try to put vehicles on here. You could probably fit a Pulse, you can fit the ATLS, you can fit the Geo, you can put them on the grid, and it does work. You can detach them, put them on, and do everything you want, or even put them up the elevator like I did. That's a little bit more iffy, but it's possible. Overall, it's a fantastic cargo hauler. I think this thing is going to be my #1 cargo moving machine here on out. Let me know what you think of the Railin down in the comments below. Thank you guys for being amazing. You guys are truly the best. And of course, I'll see you all in the next one. Let me tell you something real quick. When you see me looking around in game, that's not a trick, that's beam eye tracking doing the work. Its newest version is now in beta and completely removes the need for open track, giving you seamless integration between the software and the game. It's easy to set up, runs clean, and you can use it with a webcam, iPhone, or Android device. And it's only $30. One program, less overhead, smoother tracking. Grab beam eye tracking through the link below to support the developer directly and stop running multiple apps when you want to feel more immersed in what you're doing.